Okay, our next speaker, I don't know if he actually needs any introduction, but if you notice that the Cold Chain Association of the Philippines has actually been doing its general membership meetings in Mindanao. And it's not because we already forecasted that Duterte will become president in 2016, but because of this gentleman and his team. Mr. Dan Gudahl, if you guys didn't know, started in the Philippines as a member of the US Peace Corps in 1981. He has over 25 years of development experience in USA, Asia, Africa, and Latin America. He has expertise in management, community development, agricultural education, and training. Since the year 2000, he has been with Winrock, handling several positions. And since 2013, has been Chief of Party of Winrock International Philippine Cold Chain Project. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Dan Gudahl.
Good morning, everybody. I'd first like to thank the CCAP team and Tony Dizon especially for his very capable and continuing leadership to promote professionalism and information exchange and collaboration as a way to promote the cold chain industry in the Philippines. I know this is a labor of love for you, Tony, and that you have more than one full-time job besides this one to take care of and manage. I'd also like to thank the Global Cold Chain Alliance, represented today by Richard Tracy. The challenge for your two organizations today is to capture all the good work of both organizations and further promote the cold chain industry and its needs within the ASEAN context. I believe CCAP and Global Cold Chain can have a pivotal role in this expansion. It's hard to see inside a cold store and understand what's going on. This is actually an SNR in Manila. And so I firmly believe that an experienced organization like CCAP, as a first-in organization, should also be the first out to share experiences not only in cold store operations and management, but in sharing with others in Southeast Asia your experiences in developing and running an effective cold chain association that benefits members and consumers alike. This is my 5th time I've attended the CCAP meeting, 2 times in Cebu and now 3 times here in Mindanao. This meeting gives anyone attending the opportunity to have a look and learn more about logistics and perishable food commodities. It's a place where members open up their work and their operations to others with the idea that sharing information and experiences will improve the whole industry. USDA Manila has had a long and consistent focus on helping to improve the cold chain in the Philippines. And Ralph Bean and his staff continue to assist and support CCAP and PCCP efforts whenever we ask them to help. Today, please take some time to meet Ralph and his staff and thank them for their efforts on behalf of PCCP and CCAP. We've also put together a dynamic group of subcontractors under PCCP. FICO handles microcredit. They're represented here today. East West Seeds, Filmico, CFTEC, CCAP, Global Cold Chain, Philippine government agencies like DA, DOST, DTI, PPA, NMIS, etc., to implement the PCCP objectives of increasing production and improving marketing of perishable commodities in the Cagayan region. We have over 70 staff spread in 6 offices over the whole Cagayan region, assisting over 260 producer groups of fisheries, fruits and vegetables, and pork production enterprises. We also partner with businesses and logistics services groups and try to figure out ways to improve marketing and getting more money into farmers' pockets. This would not be possible without a dedicated and hard-working group of PCC staff, some of which are here today. And please stop by our booth at the back or go to our website, winrockpccb.org, and learn more about what we do. To effect change and improve efficiencies on how perishable products are produced and marketed, it requires a focus on increasing production of key products and also requires creation of new pathways and systems to help these products enter into various markets in ways to deliver clean, healthful, and profitable commodity. So is PCCP's assistance, what we're doing, is it really necessary? First of all, I'd like to ask all of you that are engaged in cold storage, what's your opinion on what your biggest issue or challenge in the cold chain industry is that you face today here in the Philippines? Is it preventing food loss, increasing capacity, your energy consumption and costs, accessibility, ability to deliver to plants, ports, and markets on time? Or is it just trying to make a profit in what you do? When I was 5 years old, the world population was 3 billion. Today, the number is somewhere in excess of 7.4 billion people. Population is more than doubled in my lifetime. And it's growing worldwide at an annual rate of 1.3%. The Philippines, you see right here, that's number 12. A little tiny landmass, number 12, as the most populous country in the world today. I think the biggest challenge facing all of you today is just trying to keep up with handling all of the demands for fresh and properly handled food here in the Philippines. You see some of the other countries that are ahead of you. Philippines is going to catch up to Japan pretty soon because Japan's population is going down while Philippines keeps on going up. In the Cagayan region, we found the region is lagging behind. I'm sorry the senator left, and I wanted to have her hear this. Because of the history of logging and mining, which has slowed investment and progress of the less extractive and less profitable commercial agriculture and fisheries in the region. While it's relatively easy, but not necessarily so lucrative, for farmers to market coconuts, copra, bananas, cassava, rice, and corn in the region, basically people controlling the main marketing channels for perishable food like pork and fish and vegetables had developed systems where ordering products from Jensan, Davao, or Cagayan de Oro is currently a lot easier and more efficient than creating new production and marketing systems within the Cagayan region. The existing marketing channels, which may require a fleet of iced or refrigerated trucks to deliver product throughout the region, are impossible for the small-scale producer to break into. In other words, Cagayan is controlled by what's happening in Davao and Cagayan de Oro. There are lots of government agencies engaged in aspects of marketing of product that include monitoring of food quality and assistance for high-value production. If any of you haven't been to Jensan before and seen the tuna market there, it's worth you just going to see. This is fresh-caught, wild-caught tuna going out after it's been gutted. It's got dry ice in the package. It's being flown out to Seattle. And this is regulated and it's exported from Mindanao to the United States. So there's a lot of rules and regulations have to be followed here. But however, despite the government's efforts to help with land redistribution and assistance for small-scale farmers, too often the individual farmer is left on his or her own when it comes to figuring out marketing for produce raised. They're helping on production, but not helping on marketing. This is complicated in Cagayan by the lack of local entrepreneurial investment in market aggregation or clustering, and value-added manufacturing enterprises producing on a large scale that could bring many small producers into the market. So, one example would be the lack of medium-scale boneless bangus processing, freezing, packaging, and export facility in Cagayan region. Another example would be the lack of coordinated and clustered mango and vegetable marketing in the region. However, PCCP is helping to address mango marketing issues by assisting local farmers in the municipality of Carmen to grow more mangoes, and also to create a refrigerated storage capacity for mangoes and designing and expanding a hub for mango value added in mango storage, and also a sales hub. Likewise, early on, now if you're packing bananas, don't do this, okay? Don't stand on your bananas. It's not good packing practice. But likewise, in the port of Nasipit, it's a major entry point for goods and a major exit point for manufactured products, mainly plywood from the Cagayan region. The Nasipit port also provides services for banana raisers and marketers in the region. But these bananas are stuffed and shipped mostly in unrefrigerated containers, and while change is slow as coming, PCCP is making some progress to help improve the banana handling and marketing situation at the port. So that what's happened is that stuffing is happening inside the port now, and that's illegal by Philippine Port Authority rules and regulations. Over 100 containers of various types of bananas are shipped from this port weekly, and currently 100% of these bananas shipped go out in bulk containers, hot bulk containers or bulk pallets. The ones headed to Manila also include block ice in an effort to keep bananas cool. They aren't using refrigerated containers. No bananas go out boxed or in reefer containers from this domestic port currently, although there's a demand for second-class boxed bananas in Cebu and Manila. So the Port Authority does have plans to install plugs for reefer containers, but right now there's no plug-ins available. PCCP obtained permission from the local government unit to utilize land near the port and construct a regional facility for aggregation and handling of perishable food products like bananas. This picture was taken about 3 days ago. It's just finishing up and needs some fill. The Port Authority will soon kick out the groups that are currently using the port facility to repack bananas from truck or container or pallet, and with this development, the banana shippers will find an open door at the new PCCP constructed facility in Nasipit. So this is bananas inside SNR, and so the people getting bananas like this inside SNR in a place like Manila want to have boxed bananas that they can use in a controlled atmosphere facility and have them ripened and on the shelf or on the hook here when the consumers want them as a high quality product. So PCCP partnered with Philmico to help access and improve hog genetics in the Caraga region. We work with FICO, Microcredit Cooperative, in order to make sure loan packages are available for hog raisers where appropriate and available. And as a result of this effort, Philmico increased their feed sales by 20%. This resulted in a lack of warehouse space for the feed. So PCCP entered into a partnership with Happy Enterprise, an integrated company that sells food for people and also provides warehouse facilities for human and livestock feed. Our partnership enabled Happy Enterprise to expand their warehouse facilities and include a new, larger storage facility for Philmico feeds. This is a 32,000 cubic meter facility that was recently opened, and the opening ceremonies were attended by the Deputy U.S. Ambassador and Ralph Bean, the U.S. Ag Attaché. As the project, like PCCP, moves along its timeline, it's important for project leadership to recognize synergistic opportunities. Now, this is a model of what not to do. Okay, this is pigs being tortured in Caraga region. Okay, being shipped from Davao to Tacloban. Okay, so there should be a freezer in the middle here somewhere, folks. So anyway, PCCP has been putting a lot of effort into improving food handling, especially in the improvement of local slaughterhouses. When we first arrived in Butuan, we visited a slaughterhouse in Butuan, and to very polite terms, it was a big dirty mess. On the first glance, a consultant we engaged to do training and meat handling recommended that the entire place be bulldozed, as the only way a place could be fixed and brought up to AA status. However, our friends from St. Jude's Slaughterhouse here in Cagayan de Oro were able to arrange a public-private partnership with the city of Butuan, and have steadily been working on a complete remodel of this facility, including water treatment facility and sales yard. The facility is now looking very professional. As a result of this good progress, PCCP has funded a cold storage room and a chiller to match the capacity of the slaughter plant. However, the linkages did not stop there. Our hog project partner, Philmico, and a retail warehouse partner, Happy Enterprises, researched the market for pork in Butuan and the surrounding area. And Philmico developed a cost-benefit analysis showing what could be done if meat cutting facility was added alongside the slaughterhouse in Butuan. Happy Enterprise agreed to add a hygienic prepackaged cooled pork product facility, cooled pork products at their local supermarket stores, and PCCP, as an incentive, offered to assist with the cost for cooling equipment at the new facility. So the project has just broken ground. This is Butuan Slaughterhouse with a cooling facility that's being funded by PCCP out back, and it looks a whole lot better than it did when we first saw it. This project here, the groundbreaking for the meat cutting plant, it just broke ground on Monday, and will help our hog raisers to have a market, a reliable, regular market for their backyard raised hogs, and they'll be able to sell their hogs at a price that allows them to repay their loans that are given out by the bank and to make a profit. This will be the first and largest effort of its kind in the region. And with such a quality facility in place, value-added efforts and shipping meat products outside the region also become possible. PCCP has also helped at least 10 to 15 municipalities improve their slaughter facilities with the basic goal of promoting humane handling of pigs and clean processing during butchering. This is in Marihatag. The Surigao City Slaughterhouse, where the meeting was held, the CCAP meeting was held last year, Their slaughterhouse is an ongoing renovation, and we're helping with cold storage and chilling facilities there. So this is just basically, if you go visit a slaughter plant, we're just trying to get the pigs up off the ground so they're not dragging them across the ground and that they're being butchered in a humane and good way. Now, what's this? It looks like an empty lot. Well, from the start of the project, PCCP identified that there are no current existing cold store warehouse facilities in the Cagayan region. Everything comes in a refrigerated truck from Davao or Cagayan de Oro. One of our goals over the last 3 years has been to help to establish a visible and up-to-date cold chain in the region. Having had an opportunity through CCAP contacts to visit other cold storage facilities in Manila, Cebu, Davao, Gensan, it seemed a big mystery to me as to why there was no cold chain warehouse facility in Butuan, a city of 300,000 people. We did manage to locate one cold store in Surigao City, but this facility was old and nasty. We found another small facility near Butuan that was inoperable. We saw another facility called Intact that had been processing Vaname, and that went out of business and was inoperable as well. But when we went to visit cold stores in Cebu and Manila, we saw that there were things piled up in the driveways and operating at a greater than 100% capacity. So we made, when CCAP came to Butuan, they conducted a seminar called Cold Chain 101. We had some of the big players in the food marketing industry there attend. And finally, we got some people to be interested in constructing cold store facility. We'll help with the construction of this facility by providing cooling equipment for this, and it'll probably start out with ice cream and also be a warehousing facility that will be a first of its kind in Butuan. We had close ties with the governors. We had close ties with the governors of the Cagayan region, and were called on from time to time to provide advice and assistance. In this case, there's a new Agriculture Pinoy Trading Center, APTC, on Surigao Island, which is part of Surigao del Norte, and we were contacted by the governor, Governor Matugas, to go have a look. We visited the facility, which was designed by DA offices in Manila. Okay, so what happened? Well, we took a quick look at this facility, and we saw that what they're doing in Manila was incorrect, completely and also incorrect, and it was too expensive. So, because we have good partners, of some of which are here today, we talked to Governor Matugas. She submitted a change order to DA, and we actually, in this Agriculture Pinoy Trading Center, we actually constructed a cold store the way it's supposed to be constructed and looks the way it's supposed to look. It's done for less than the cost of the previous design that came from Manila, even though the installers who are here today and the equipment came from Manila. So we're now waiting for this facility to start operations as soon as the transformer is installed. So that's what it looks like. It's going to be inaugurated this month on the 16th. And it's got a good cold store in it. Also, we have Troy Baker here today, and I wish he could have spent some time in Surigao, because Troy is in the business of safety for ammonia plant operations, and there's one ice plant in Surigao Island, and you can smell it when you get there. And that's usually a bad sign, if you can smell the ice plant before you see the ice. But what's happening in Surigao? There's plans in the books for that to have an international airport, if you can imagine. There's beautiful surfing there, Cloud9 Resort. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, and Bobo Castillo knows this, buy your lot now in Surigao Island, because the price is only going to go up. If you want to make some money on real estate, it's going to be the next booming place for tourism in the Philippines. So that's a 5-pound, 2.5 kilo crab that we ate that night. So crab raising, crab fattening, seafood, all available there on Surigao Island. We've put a lot of effort into the mystical island of Dinagat. If you haven't been to Dinagat, it's a wonderful place to visit as well. This is where the governor lives, in Dinagat. You can see it from a long way off. As a result of this being the last province of all the provinces of the Philippines, a lot of assistance has gone astray there. It's been a neglected place. But Due to its remote location, it's been relatively ignored by developmental projects and NGOs. So our producer groups there have helped to do a lot with productivity. And the strange thing about Dinagat is, people get on a boat and go to Surigao City and buy their vegetables and then come back to Dinagat and sell the vegetables from there. No refrigeration is available. The vegetables go perfectly well on Dinagat Island in Bounty. But marketing has not been a priority for the arrangement of how things are done there. There's no slaughterhouse facility there. We're helping to build that. And also, Dinagat is a wonderful place, as the Senator mentioned this morning. There's a huge potential there for agritourism. Agritourism, if you can imagine, this is where you go. This is where we go sometimes to have lunch or to visit lobster producers. It's the lobster producers. They have to live above their lobsters. Lobster goes for about 2,500 a kilo. A lobster of 800 grams would be worth about 2,000 pesos. Sorry. And you can imagine you have to live above your lobster, because somebody steals one lobster, it's 2,000 pesos. You have 1,000 lobsters under there, you're a millionaire. So we've helped with lobster raising and people to get their own financing through FICO instead of middlemen, and to be able to market these lobsters and find out new channels for marketing. So that's what a lobster pen looks like right out in the middle of the ocean. And it would be a place where people could make more money on selling this experience to tourists than they can make from the lobsters that are in the lobster pen below their houses. So Dinagat, interestingly enough, imports its ice from Surigao too. There's no ice plant on Dinagat. There's no cold store in Dinagat. It's a fish place. They should have ice plant. They should have cold storage. And so this is a plant we're working with a local cooperative called A&M, and helping to put up the first ice plant and cold store available on Dinagat Island. So this is back to SNR in Manila again. I find this picture totally ironic, because I can go to SNR in Manila and I can get cooked Maine lobster in Manila, okay? But where do you go to find Dinagat tiger lobster? Who knows, okay? I can get Maine, because the distribution network and the cold chain is there for cooked Maine lobster, but it's not there yet for your own products here in the Philippines. So one of the things that we're doing is on November 7th to 11th, you'll see on our booth back there as well, we're promoting something we're calling the Carrot Expo, Caraga Agriculture and Trade Exposition, and we've tried to figure out what brand would really attract people, and so we chose the Caraga lobster, the tiger lobster, they don't have claws, as a representative logo, okay, of what potential the Caraga region has. Lobsters show that this region is rich with seafood and agriculture products. They have a big demand abroad. Live lobster can easily market it, but our ultimate goal in this November 7th to 11th event is to get to the point where people in Manila or Cebu immediately have positive thoughts about Caraga region and think this is a place where we can order lobster from. And this is a good region with great wealth and great potential for agriculture products. In summary, there's a lot that needs to be done to bring the Caraga region and its producers up to world standards in food handling and value-added processing for sale of products outside the region. Marketing assistance needs to focus on bringing smallholders together so profits can increase and there's adequate volume and quantity and regularity in production in place. Producer groups need to be strengthened, as do marketing clusters, and there must be a focus on market development before production starts. Focus on the market first. Technical knowledge transfer must be emphasized in the farmer and processor and at the marketing level. And there's a need for investment in key areas to support the potentially profitable value chains and cold chains in the region, such as fingerling production for bangus and crablet production for crabs. So we really are looking forward, I think, for the new administration to bring a spotlight to agriculture and food production activities in Mindanao. All the indications from what I've been reading in the news say that this is something that's going to happen. We remain fully available to collaborate and advise as requested. We'd love to hear from your ideas as well on what we can do as a PCCP to improve. And we really and truly believe and continue to believe that the Caraga region can be the next big breadbasket and supply chain hub for the Philippines. Manila is going to continue to grow, and the last time I looked, they didn't grow anything in Manila, so they still need a good supply chain and good food and good produce there. So please stop by our PCC booth, talk to my Deputy Chief of Party, Jim Aparicio, or I any time during the conference. And thank you for your attention, and more power to CCAP. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dan Gudahl, for your updates on the cold chain project here in the Caraga region.